Hello, everyone, and welcome to Angel Meadows Radio. I am Mama D, your host. My show is called A Conversation with Friends because I believe everyone is a friend we have yet to meet. This show is where you get to know new friends or get reacquainted with old friends. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the conversation.
Oh, there you are.
Hello. Yeah, I'll be back.
Hello.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to another Sunday evening for A Conversation with Friends. And tonight, my friend, is Candice Norton. I'm sure there will be a few people in the chat room. Okay, I got to get the right mouse going here. Who already know you, but for those who don't, you want to tell everybody a little bit about you.
Yes, I am a mother of 3 kids. I'm married. I've been married for almost 28 years. It'll be 28 years in February. Um, I am a Reiki practitioner. I'm also a paranormal investigator, as well as a tarot reader. Uh, I've been doing that for quite some time, actually, since I was younger. So that's about pretty much everything in a small little bubble.
Yeah, and a small package because you're a whole lot more. You have like what I call a 9 to 5 job.
Yes,
You work outside the house. Do you also
correct.
do Reiki treatments?
I do
You
Reiki.
also make, okay, amazing. I've got to put this up. Everybody who wants to order a cake, you need to go to her if you're in Arizona, even if you're not, have it shipped to you. Look at this thing. Isn't this amazing? This is, these are all, like, especially this one, you get a better close up on this one. Those are all live flowers.
Yes,
I
yes.
mean, like, seriously? We don't need to have edible flowers. I think the live flowers are much better.
I
Like
love the
somebody
smell
once,
of
yeah, because it just, oh, okay. That cake would have to be chocolate for me, but I'm like,
them.
sorry, I'm a chocoholic. I admit it. So,
Well, the cake situation, I ended up getting a business, and that was sort of by a little bit of a freak accident situation because I was just making a cake for a friend of mine, and she needed it pretty much. I had to be pretty much set up to go and do a professional profile on it.
oh,
And for her to be able to get it in this place that she's having the reception. So I set up business cards and a Facebook, sort of just if they had any questions for me to be able to go in and set it up. And all of a sudden, since from there, I've been orders have been coming in, so I've just
well,
never
it's
stopped.
good. Everything happens. We know how it is. Everything happens for a reason,
Yes.
And hello, cakes. You can't go wrong. Hey, Dave. Dave's in the chat room. The lone man for the moment.
Hello.
Um, so is there, okay, we'll start with the cakes because no matter what, these conversations always revolve around food at some point. So let's
Yes.
get the food out the way. Yep.
Okay.
And it's the best part of the food, it's the desserts. So when did you start making cakes that you knew you had this ability to make amazing creations?
Well, I've actually been baking since I was probably about 6 years old,
Ooh.
cakes and stuff. And that was just because of my grandmother and my mom, and they used to do a lot of baking. And so I just basically baked with them as I went. And and then I've always done basically things from scratch, birthday cakes, and I've been more of an artsy person all my life. So and I just sort of go with the flow with them.
There you go. Now, here's my question. As a Reiki practitioner, one of the things that we're taught in the beginning is that we can infuse our food and our beverages with Reiki. So when you're creating your cakes, do you automatically infuse the cakes?
Yes. I pretty much, I believe food, when people are baking and cooking and stuff, I usually am one that does it from the heart, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I throw things together and I put a lot of my energy into them and whatnot. So, uh, and, and just to make sure the taste as well and whatever. So I'm just I've been doing that all my life. So I don't really look at recipes much, and when I do, I usually add my little bit of kicks.
Oh yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah, no, because it, like I said, when we're taught Reiki in the first levels and second levels,
mhm,
they always say, the thing for you to practice on is make sure you infuse your food. I mean,
right.
don't infuse alcohol because then it won't be alcohol anymore. It'll just
No,
be drinking water.
right.
Um, but infuse what you eat and what you drink
Yes.
with Reiki, because not only do you get Reiki that you send to people physically, but when they eat it and drink it, then it's like you go through the whole body, like it
Right.
goes outside and the inside.
So I
Outside.
usually I do have where I do some natural like flowers and different things of
Mm-hmm.
organic stuff as well in the cakes when I bake them at request. So yeah, I do some of that healthy natural stuff in them as well.
Yeah, because you were saying you don't just do standard cakes, chocolate, vanilla,
Mm,
and
no.
you do
So
some special ones.
mhm.
Okay, what is the most requested cake that you get?
The most requested cake I get is usually with that has to deal with lavender.
Okay.
Lavender, vanilla bean, any type of flower flavorings. I've had wildflower flavorings and whatnot,
Nice.
because I think people are out there looking for a little bit something different than the
Yeah.
standards most of the time. So that's usually what I wind up getting most requests for.
Cool. Dave, that is perfect. That is, he thanks his food while he's cooking and eating it, and that's sending the
Yes,
positive energy because you are. So I mean, that's like major. It's like when I was little, I was raised in a Catholic household. We would always we'd have to say a prayer before a meal. Now
right,
we don't do that
right.
anymore. Thank you God for the food.
No,
And but in a way, it's still doing the same thing, but in a different way. Because it's for
right,
me, religion is one thing, and believing of spirituality is another thing. It's like religion was somebody I saw on Facebook once said, religion is somebody else's belief, spirituality is your own.
right.
So
Oh
when I'm
yes,
creating the food, when I'm making the food, it's automatic. It's like your hands heat up, and it's automatic to whatever you're doing. So so it's an extra boost. So yeah, so thanking your food and the animal that gave its life to feed you, because not a vegetarian or a vegan. I'm not sure which is which anymore. But I like my meats. I like it.
yes.
They
I do too.
well done.
I do too.
Yes.
I do. I believe the world works in ways that are supposed to be, and if that's sacrificing to feed others to keep them healthy and going, then I'm there
Exactly.
for it. So,
Yeah. You just brought a picture into my head. Where I used to work, we live in the country. So where I used to work, it was a gas station, and the hunters would come in with their catches. Before they made it illegal to have it like all out, I would always tell them, I said, if you're going to go hunting, when you come back and you've had your catch and you're coming to get gas, make sure that sucker's not looking at me, because I swear to God, because I was never one to, I could never understand why they would go hunting when you have a grocery store nearby. But they do eat the meat, so I'm okay with that type of kill. But if you're
right.
just doing it for fun, then you're gonna have an issue with
Mm-mm.
it.
I can't even
Mm-mm.
go in. It's hard for me to go into places with even taxidermy
Yeah,
animals and stuff.
I
It's
go in and I
that's
talk to them because I know it. It's like for me, it's like going to a graveyard. The
hmm
person's not there. Their soul,
right,
their
right,
spirit is not there. But when you walk into a place that has a stuffed animal, whether it be bear, buffalo, whatever, I talk to them and I know they're not there. But I know. But to me, it's still not. And I've done that since I was a
right.
child. So it's like, hey, how's it going? Ooh, you're soft. Okay.
But yeah. No, it's just because I guess it's the thought of the process for me. And
Yeah.
so it's a little bit harder for me. I still do it, because my husband is a hunter, so I understand it and whatnot. So, but it's just still a little tad uncomfortable for me, just
Yeah.
because of the dealing with the energy and whatnot and how the process is for that. That's what
Yeah.
sort of.
But I think, like, I know a lot of Native people. So long as you one thing they do is when they're killing, when they're cooking, when they're eating, they thank the creator.
Yes.
They thank the animal for supplying. So your husband's a hunter and he does it for feeding the family. So
Right.
why not? Just it's like, yep, thank you. I don't want to see it, but thank you. Do what you got to do, and then I'll take care of my part. But in the meantime, you sort of sit there and go, okay, you know.
Exactly.
Like I don't want to see the process of it. I
No.
had a friend who was a hunter, and he went and he got the meat, but he didn't do anything with the skin. And I was like, wait a minute, you got to use the whole daggone thing. So I knew somebody else that wanted the skins. So I
Right.
said, okay, this is his address. Just put it into a big old bag and put it on the inside of his property, and he'll pick it up later. And
Right.
he's like, okay, cool. No, so I just put the two together because, again, it needs to be used. And the gentleman makes drums out of it, and he makes clothing out of it. So I was like, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Perfect. That's what my husband's got the respect for that. I mean, he's really one for basically using for cooking the meeting the meat and feeding. So yeah, he has
Yeah,
respect for life that way.
it's. I mean, it's like, why not? You do the same. For me, you treat the animals the same way you would treat a person, except you're
Right.
not going to eat a person. There's a little bit difference there. That's a
Well,
whole other story altogether.
yeah, no.
Ooh,
Let's hope
but
we never get to that point. Thank you
no,
very
no,
much.
no, 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 because you know that there's gonna be some fat little bugger going, ooh, there's too much fat on this one. Like I'd be like, make sure it's well done. That's all I gotta say. Just don't tell
Yeah.
me where it came from, but make sure it's well done. Don't dump my neighbor down the street.
Right?
So what you never know. Zombie apocalypse is on its way.
Okay,
My
so
my
let's
child
not.
my children always said if there was a zombie apocalypse, mom, we'll take care of you because they've watched all the zombie movies. It's like, okay, fine, whatever. I'll put
Oh,
myself in your
totally.
hands.
Yeah, that's my kids. Yep, pretty much. They're the same way.
I
We
was like,
got
yeah,
this.
I don't think no,
Um,
I'll be the one
I,
going. I'll look at the zombie. Yeah, don't touch me. Don't touch me. And you hear
right?
people screaming in the background. It's like, no, don't mess with Mama Day now because you don't want to have to deal with my daughter. And my
Yeah.
oh gosh.
So yes, I do. I deal with putting a lot of my love and energy and blessings into my cakes, very much so, especially before they get to the
Yeah,
clients
especially
and
if it's
whatnot.
yeah, and
So
especially if it's a wedding cake.
yes,
Man,
it's
the
99%
blessing
of
that
them
that
are
goes.
wedding cakes. Yep.
Really, it's
Yeah.
like an extra blessing. It's like they're twice blessed for getting the creation of your food and the healing energies that you put into it. So like everybody who eats it's going to get like a little boost of energy. So which is really cool.
Yes. So it's one of
So
the
how
few
long have you
things.
been practicing Reiki?
I'd say okay. So I've been basically with my business. It's going to be almost for almost a year when I started it, and then I started the practice about a year and a half ago.
Okay. And the practice, okay, let's get this, see if I can get this without falling over myself. If you're in Arizona and you want to see Candice, you look up New Age Spiritual Healing. That is her Reiki business page. And I didn't write the other one down, but it's Candy Cakes.
Oh, it's Candice. It's Candy's Cakes.
Candy's Cake.
Candys Cakes. Yes.
Okay, so just look up Candice Norton. You'll find I'll follow all of her links. I'll put them into the links into the show at the end because I'm only one person, so I can't do what I do on Thursday nights and put the links in the show separately. Which you could do sometimes, but
I'm
not me.
still trying to learn all that stuff.
What?
The
StreamYard?
linking stuff. Oh my God. I'm still trying to learn how to use StreamYard. There's just so much to it. And it
Okay,
keeps updating.
so one day you and I will have a conversation on StreamYard and I'll teach you everything I know.
Okay.
Because I keep getting everybody into it because it's a great platform. Here we go onto the StreamYard Pro. It's a great platform. You have three levels, and I always tell people start out at the free level. It
Okay.
gets you to learn things. I think I did it for 6 months on the free one, and you just get better and better and better, and it's like everything else. Just you got to sort of jump in there with 2 feet, and it's like, ooh, this is fun.
Yeah, I'll get out as long as I can sit still. I'm doing 50 million things right now between the fact that when I try to get on there to be able to see what everybody's doing and whatnot,
Mm,
because I'm starting to, with the paranormal situation, it's starting to pick up a little bit more, because not only that, the fact that we're going out and investigating, we just started picking up doing tours down in Globe, Arizona, and doing like every second Friday of the month down there for the jail and the train depot.
okay.
So it's been
Okay, just hang on a second. Just a quick one. Whoops. No, that's not what I wanted to put up there.
clipping nails.
Yeah, clipping your dog's nails. Can you say the name, spell the name of your cake business again? Because
It's
Gina
can
from my co-host on Thursday night, she's in the chat room, so hopefully she'll pop it in there.
okay. Candys cakes.
Okay,
CAKES.
there you go. So she'll probably pop the link in there at some point when she finishes clipping Lacey's nails, which means her dog's gonna hate her madly. No, mommy. Okay. Okay. So you okay? Go back to the paranormal. Let's get that banner
Uh,
up. There we go.
oh, my paranormal. I've been basically doing that for almost probably 4 years. That started off with just me and a couple friends of mine just going out and investigating different cemeteries out here in Arizona, and
Okay.
then we ended up started. I decided to just start going up on Facebook and doing my own little Facebook group, because I wanted to get a little more information and find out of other people's paranormal experiences and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
it's been sort of just growing since. Some of the members, original members that I had started out with, everybody has lives and stuff, and they sort of shift
Yep.
off. But they'll I still consider them part of the team. It doesn't matter, because this is not only the fact that I do it um, like on a professional basis by going and doing tours and helping out with historical places, because I believe that keeping those historical places is part of history, and some of them to me are very important to keep alive and going. So this way is another way of sort of helping out with that and being able to do donations to keep restorations going. But we so I ended up since the other team members sort of were going different ways, I just ended up getting a few other new team members, and we've been sort of just growing since then and doing investigations. So uh and getting to know other people that have different experiences, regardless if it's paranormal or doing Reiki practitioner, tarot reading, or anything of that sort. So uh, it's just keeping in tabs, because I believe that we live in a very energetic, spiritual world. So
Yes. So, what was the very first thing that started you on? We're gonna say spiritual path because you're doing so much, so it's just sort of puts it into one box instead of breaking it up into different branches. What was the first thing that got you into the spiritual world?
mm, I can't. Getting in the spiritual world is, if you want to go back from the time I was probably 3 years old, and I was talking to ghosts when I was about three.
There you go. See, you
And
remember where it was.
that was something that I never dawned on and to realize until later that I even
Mm-hmm.
was doing that, because my grandmother had mentioned that I would always sit and talk to a friend of mine that had passed away when she was 4, and we used to be babysat by her mom. And I used to still have like little parties, tea parties and stuff, and act as if I was talking to her. I didn't realize that until later when my grandmother started talking to me about it. So that's where it basically started, is when I was close to 3. And I think that probably was because that's when I was pretty well detected with uh, brain injury of having seizure disorder with epilepsy.
Okay.
And so I think that's just made me higher sensitive to a lot of things. And
Yeah.
so as I kept getting a little bit older, I would have different things happen to me. I've waked up in the middle of the night, basically screaming and crying at the top of my lungs as if someone's gotten injured and stuff, and feeling and sensing it and a couple times, and one of them was my mother and the other one was my father-in-law. So and I've done tarot readings since the time I was 16 years of age.
Wow.
So I've always had like a sensitivity to feeling emotions and feeling other people's pain all pretty much all my life. I've just never
Hmm.
really understood how to what you would even call it at the time, I would say.
Yeah. Well,
So
that's the thing. We start off, you don't realize it when you're young. It's just sort of a natural thing. And until you get older and people say, say, well, you shouldn't, or what are you doing? And question you, that's when you realize it's like, wait a minute, everybody doesn't do this. It's like, hang on a second, and then people kind of look at you a little sideways, or for me, it was like, shh, we don't talk about that. This,
right,
you're a grown girl now. You don't talk about things like that. So it just, it's nice to know that you remember the starting of it, and that you grew with it, even though you have the epilepsy. And I have a friend who was an epileptic, and when he wasn't taking his meds, he would have conversations.
hmm,
But his mother was like, "No, this is not right. You're not." I was like, "No, no." And so they took him to the doctors, and they heavily medicated him until they found out which was the right medication for him to take. But it's
yes,
like, and then it just sort of slight. Not just, I don't think it was just the medication. I think it was the idea that his mother was sort of freaking out over it. He's like, no, dude, I'm just not gonna. So I lost contact with him, so I don't know if he still does it or not. But to me, it's like there was somebody I was talking to, and they said that people with epilepsy back in the day were put into asylums, and
hmm,
because they were deemed nuts and having fits. But there's so many people who were in the asylums that were special and had special gifts, and it's like they just, because we were different,
right.
it's like, "Ugh, not to say, just go away."
Well, my mom
And
didn't know. My mom didn't really know until she finally figured out I was, when she'd call and try to yell my name and stuff, I would wind up going into constant stares. So, and I wouldn't respond for the longest time. So they ended up putting me through a bunch of, when the epilepsies foundations or the hospitals would put me through a bunch of different various medications uh, for most of my life, doing different, trying to be able to keep me from seizing all the time.
mhm.
And we finally ended up coming across, they finally found one that would stabilize me, which is now actually one that is a little more harmful, as they think is more harmful for people nowadays, but I'm still on it. And I've actually don't take a high dose because I keep pretty much a lot of mine under control. But
Yeah,
the doctor had, who had, was basically, when I was younger, my neurologist would explain to me how to keep things stable and what I needed to stay away from, different various foods, different various things that I wasn't able to do to maintain the control of it. And so I just basically kept doing all that stuff, and I maintained the control of it most of the time. My mom has always been pretty supportive of whatever I've done, basically,
mm,
through the years. With my epilepsy and understanding everything that's going on, and my dad. So I've had two great, awesome parents that have always been supportive with the things I've done, regardless if it was paranormal or not. They sort of understand the difference in me.
yeah,
And so I've never was pushed away of being the strange person I may be, and I've had a lot of
It's a
support.
good kind of strange.
Yes, I think so.
I think so.
I think so. So,
It's the people who have quote unquote normal lives who either don't admit to having, differences, and they just think they're the ones who strange because they don't accept their strangeness. You know,
right.
that's just
I've
my
just
point of
been
view.
that way. I've been like a little hyper kid like anybody else, and I've
Oh
always been
yeah,
flighty and happy and go lucky, and just just kept going even through all the worst times. It's just like I sort of try to take everything that might everybody might think is bad and find the positive out of
yeah.
it,
As
because
I call it, finding the silver lining in every cloud.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, exactly. So,
it it has to be done because otherwise you make it. As when my kids are stressing about stuff, I said, is it making you feel better or is it making the situation better for you to have this stressing moment, for you to, have, and it's like, no. So why are you stressing about it? I think that's what everybody has to understand in these times and everything else that goes on in our lives. Yes, we have moments like, for me, I'll have something will flip that switch and
right.
I'll be either angry or mad or just like, ugh, and I'll give myself 15 minutes. That's my time. I give myself 15 minutes to be angry, to upset, to whatever it is that I'm doing. Oop, screen went off. But whoops, and she's gone. I'm not sure if that's my computer or yours. Can you hear me? Okay, well I'll just keep talking. Um, I'm not sure. I give myself 15 minutes to get angry, and when it's done, it's done. Okay, can someone in the chat room let me know if we're still on the air? Because for some reason, I'm not. Do. Thank goodness I have my trusty phone. So I will go there and see. Yeah. Oh, I'm still on, but Candace is gone. Okay. Sure she'll be back. If not, you're stuck with me. So yeah, so if you want to get a hold of Candace, one of the ways is, hi Claire Louise. Thank you. One of the ways is find her on Facebook, Candice Norton. You can, she is in Arizona and she has a paranormal investigation group called Spiritual Paranormal Investigators of Arizona. And, oh, she's completely gone now. I don't know what happened. I'm sure she'll be back. If not, like I said, you're stuck with me. So if anybody in the chat room has a question for me and or hi, no sound. Oh, lovely. Whoop, there we go. Device is not connected. Candace will be back shortly. Let's hope when she gets her stuff. Hi, no sound. You have no sound, Gina? David, do you have sound? Dave. Okay, better. Good. Thank you. Glad you can hear me now. Let's see, is this gonna work? Hello. Okay, we're back.
You got it?
Yeah, got you in.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. And normally it's me who
It's
disappears.
nice. I was
So I
like,
was
what
like, phew,
happened?
wasn't me this time.
Sorry about that,
Wasn't me
guys.
this time.
Uh,
Life happens. There is no show is normal for me unless there's some kind of glitch. Whether from the
oh, well,
very first time I did my very first show, I did it on Paranormal Radio, and my daughter was in the chat room with her friends. I call them my daughters. Simpler than saying all of her friends, but they were in the chat room and they were putting little emojis into the chat box, but it wasn't made for Apple chats or Apple emojis, whatever, and it crashed the chat room. So I just kept on talking, but it was funny because at the time my producer was like, "Okay, you guys just broke my chat room." I was like, but but it's okay. He said he was a computer tech, so he like fixed it all. He says, "Okay, it's back, and I'm going to make sure that nobody put Apple emojis in." It's like, okay, whatever. So from day one, that was my very first show. There's been a glitch. So no show goes 100% smoothly. It's not me. It makes us
Wow.
realize that things in life, nothing goes smoothly, but there's always a way to fix it. Especially
Oh yeah.
considering how we were talking. We're talking about finding that silver lining, just allowing it to go for a couple of minutes and then just coming back. So you just glitched for a couple of seconds, then came back in. We're good.
I do have a tendency of glitching once in a while.
There you go.
I did last week.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
But I had to put myself back on track with my energy and stuff and get back to where I needed to be. So I'm good.
Yeah, everybody goes through that. We don't, and some people, and who was it? Somebody posted in, I think it was Jay Lynch, would have to be Jay. Three things he said, which is the thing that's hardest for you to do? Ask for help and say I love you, and I cannot remember what the third one was. And
I
for me it was,
apologize.
oh, I can apologize and I can say I love you till the cows come home, but it's the
Yep.
asking for help part. It's like, yeah, no, but everybody does. So, I mean, whether we help ourselves or whether we say to a friend, hey, I need someone to talk to. Could you smack me upside the back of the head, please? Whatever the case may be, it's the hardest thing for people to do, and especially now in this time of craziness.
I think most healers and uh, givers are usually the ones that will take the sacrifice and stuff and not
Mm-hmm.
ask for the help because they are always giving. They want to
Yeah,
be the givens and they want the burden and whatnot. So, and I believe we've been placed on earth for us to take those burdens from others. There's always a place for everybody
yeah,
and a
exactly.
reason for it. So, I believe a lot of us healers are, I would call us more like earth angels there to help heal those that are in need.
Yeah, but we
So,
also have to remember, and it's difficult as I do it myself. We also have to remember to care for ourselves.
oh, yes.
And
Yes.
caring for ourselves is not. It's not like, okay, I would love to go to the spa every day. That would be fun, But oh, hold on a second, we got a little chat in it. Ah, there's Mama. This lovely lady is about to pop her little munchkin any day
Oh,
now. So I'm
yay.
glad that she's here. This has been the biggest self challenge this year, asking for and accepting help. Tough one for sure. Oh
Oh,
yes,
yes.
yeah.
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
but the thing is, if you don't ask for help, you're not giving the other person the opportunity to be helpful to give to you.
Right.
So it's like we have to. And
Right.
like I said, you've got to find something to do for yourself. Like, what is it that you do that sort of that's just for you?
I think a lot of that is like the balance between what I'm doing right now, my Reiki sessions and my paranormal. My paranormal is something that's sort of give to me because it's like a
Yeah,
hobby at the same time. I'm still sort of balancing my energy with that and getting to know the people out there that do the same things. So that's a gift to me because I've always been like that one mom that always was with the kids doing the haunted house and stuff. So that
that's
was
not me.
always my creative time of the year and
Okay.
and my fun time of the year to release my energy and to let me be me, I would say. And so the paranormal stuff sort of gives me that opportunity and my downtime and for me to sort of undress myself, unmask myself for the way
Oh,
I want
she's
to at
frozen
the
again.
time. So, uh, but
I'm here. There you go.
the Reiki sessions also for the meditations, because I usually go into a certain meditation before I even go into them and bless myself and stuff, is another gift to myself that helps out tremendously. I think since I started that and with the job, 40-hour job that I do, I've been doing for 13 years. And that's sort of balanced me out where for many years because I've been fighting a lot of frustrations from my 40-hour job like anybody
Yeah.
else does, goes
Oh
through
yeah.
it. And the Reiki is sort of actually been helping me balance that out my health wise and my energy balance and stuff as well. So,
Okay, sorry,
oh,
Cujo.
cute.
It's because I'm not paying any attention and he hears people out in the living room talking. He wants to go out,
Aw.
so I'll just pop him here and rub his belly and he'll be fine.
He's so cute.
Okay, Ashley in the chat room popped up another comment. Agree. I consider myself a caretaker, and I've also been learning to say no to giving help at times as well. Boundaries, yes.
Yes,
This this
definitely.
this is this is the woman who's got me addicted to cotton candy. She makes cotton candy. She does that. She started that. Oh, I
Oh,
can't remember
yeah.
when, but last year. Oh yeah, she's got
Yeah.
she's got green apple. She's got
Oh,
pumpkin. Oh yeah, and
the
it's
special
fresh. She's got
flavors.
the machine, and it's like ooh, she's got Tootsie Roll. It's like, oh the hell yes, I love that.
Oh,
It's like oh
awesome.
yeah, it's yeah. So she's got me addicted to it. So I was like, I'll have fun. But she's about
Yeah.
to pop a little. She's about to pop a little Tootsie Roll soon. Can't wait
Send,
to see this one.
send a lot of love and blessing energies to you.
Here you go.
Yes. But yeah, no. Yeah, we all do that to ourselves. We have a tendency of not saying no to a lot of things. I know through
Yeah.
the years I've done that. I've always been like the one that's been taking care of things or helping people out or figuring the things out, and I still do to this day. But we got to just sometimes say no. I had to do that probably about a month ago with my goddaughter, and there's
Mm-hmm.
things that she's got to learn. And being as I am, because I am always there to the rescue, I had to step back this time, and it was hurtful for me, but in the same sense, it was necessary for me too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yes,
because you also have to give her the chance to grow. She has to
yes,
realize that she can reach these abilities to do it herself, whether for no matter what it is. Allowing our children, allowing our friends. Sometimes we can't always help everybody as much as we want to.
right.
You know.
Oh yeah, I have to say that to myself in my head all the time.
Yep. Oh, I don't do it in my head anymore.
So I mean, I do. I keep doing that. I just because I'm always wanting to be the rescue. You're welcome.
You're most welcome, Ashley.
So
But yeah, no, I've just like talked to myself. Okay, no, you have to say no, darling. Like just Onyx, talk about saying no.
yes.
Candace, look at this face. Can you say no to that face?
No, you can't. No. It's just like I got dogs too, and two of
Yeah,
my dogs I can say no to easier than my mom's dog.
I
My
can
mom's
say no when
dog
it
is
comes
like
to them
different.
sitting at the table begging for food. Well, not begging, just kind of letting there going,
Oh, they're
giving
not
me those
allowed to
puppy
be
dog
by my
eyes.
table.
Oh, mine are, but it doesn't bother me.
No, no,
Even
no, no.
the cat, you'll see this orange paw come up from under the table. It's like,
I
no, but
don't
they
have
know
a
to go
cat
over to
anymore.
dad.
Mine
Aw.
passed away, and it's just I've had animals all my life, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just I told myself it hurts too much when I'm losing them. I lose them, and I hurt, and I just
Yeah.
like I told my husband, I said, after these ones pass, and we have three left, my mom's dog and two of ours.
Mm-hmm.
They're all around the same age. Once they're gone, I'm not having no more animals because I have other journeys I need to do to take care of and stuff. So
Yeah, that's true.
I
But
just
you can never say never.
no,
Okay,
I'm not
because
gonna say completely never
exactly
because
because an animal will come into your life
yes.
and just sort of oh wait, this is Gina. Talk about what hers sits at the kitchen table with hers. Has a plate of his own, has a plate of her own. Lacey has the baby booster seats.
Uh-huh.
That's what she sits there and she has deal. It's like I
I have
seriously.
two medium-sized dogs. One's a
Oh God, no,
Springer.
they're not sitting at the table.
No, one's a Springer, and the other one, she's a Husky and Basenji mix, and then the other one is a Schnauzer. So I don't have
Oh,
any
nice.
really little dogs. They're sort of medium size, and they
Yeah,
pretty much lay close to the table because I have an open concept sort of house.
yeah.
And so they lay close, but they're not allowed to be up. And my husky, she's pretty independent on her own. She stays away from the table, pretty much calm, and you really don't even know she's there.
Mm-hmm. Oh no,
So
this one knows that he knows which side of the table to sit on, and it's not my side of the table. That's all I gotta say. You know,
uh,
and he'll be like, my husband will be like looking at me going, as I'd be like, really? You think I don't see that your hand is kind of going
you're going
down?
down
You know?
the
Yeah.
yeah,
He
my
says, I
husband would
can't.
do that too.
Yeah. He says, I can't not. He says, look at their face. Yeah, I look at their face, and I tell them to go see you because they know that they won't even get none from me. You know.
Oh, my
So,
husband was raised to where they would take their plates and put it down at the floor for the dogs to finish them.
yeah. I was.
I'm like, no, thank you.
I had a discussion about this last night with my husband. My dad used to freak people out when we had company over for dinner. We would
Uh-huh.
always, scrape the leftovers minus the bones into the dog's bowl, and they would get that. But my dad would put his plate down, and the dogs my mom had when we were growing up, were big dogs. So it's like pretty much clean. And so he'd pick it up and go, okay, you can put it back in the cabinet now. And mother would, oh God, Charlie, could you stop?
Oh, you froze again.
Look, yeah, I saw that. We both did in my books. What? I told you, glitches.
Glitches, that's
But
okay.
exactly,
But
works the way it
yeah,
is.
no,
But yeah,
that's
so
no. I was raised to where we don't have animals at the table, by the table or whatever. But my dogs pretty much get closer. They're just not allowed to come up by the table. They're so much bigger, and they will put their nose right on the table if you'd let
yeah.
them. Now,
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I used to have all kinds of big dogs. Onyx is my first little dog. My youngest son. All right, have a good one. Have a good day, Dave. He's in Australia, so
hi
he's just
Dave.
starting his day. We're
Thanks
almost
for
finished.
stopping in.
Yeah. Um, where was I? Brain fart. Lost that.
You were talking about the dogs. We were talking about the dogs and the
Oh
food, the
yeah,
plate.
my mom always had big dogs. We always had big dogs. My husband's like he likes big dogs, and so I had our first dog we had as a family was a pit bull boxer. She was more pit bull than she was boxer, but and froze again. When she was
Yeah.
this teeny tiny, she would crawl up my husband's legs and lay here on his chest and sleep, which is
Oh
cool
my
when you're a
goodness.
puppy. But when she
Yeah.
was full grown, she still kept trying to do it. It's like
Oh my goodness.
it's a
No.
horse. You figure your husky on your chest. Hello, nope.
No, it
You
doesn't
know.
work that way.
Yeah, and my youngest son, when he got his first job, he said, "Mom, I want to buy you something for Christmas. What do you want for Christmas?" And I went, "I want a dog. I want a little dog." Because my daughter always has little dogs, and I think they're so cute and adorable. And I was like, "I want a little dog." So he got me Onyx. But when Onyx was born, the name is Onyx. He's got the black nose, but he had dark fur around his face. Now he's all
Oh,
white.
gotcha.
Now he's all
Aw,
white. He's just
so
old man
white.
before his time.
That's okay.
He got
He's
some red
cute.
highlights in there. You can tell he's my dog. He has some red highlights in there.
You know, the dogs take after the manners of their owners.
Hot diggity. Oh, well, then why does then excuse me? Then why does he beg for food? I just get up and get him myself. I know who he begs after.
Uh, okay.
and
Yeah,
he's
no, mine are totally the polar opposites of one another.
yeah.
My Springer, because he's a hunting dog for one, goes by commands, and he's pretty well right there all the time following you around. My husky, she's very independent on her own. She's pretty much just lays back in her little corner and don't move. And when you have to literally talk to her, and then he
Okay.
does commands. So
Nice.
totally too. So when I tell her to sit down and just sit down and stay, she'll stay. Him, he has a certain command. We have to make him sit. We say hup to him to make him sit.
Okay. Well, so long as they listen, this one does listen when he wants to. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
But he
that
goes,
too.
yeah. It's like, no, Mom, I don't feel like sitting. Okay, I'll go sit down. I'll sit. You told me to sit in my bed. I'll go sit in the chair. Cause see that there is my lazy girl. It's not a lazy boy. It's a lazy girl. But who takes it over? The dog. Do I ever get a chance to sit over? If I do, he's sitting on top of me, going, "Excuse me, you're on my chair." trying to dig me out, tries to push me out with a little paw. And it's like, now, please, no.
Yeah, see, little dogs sit on couches and chairs and stuff. And some big dogs. Mine don't.
Oh, yeah.
They got their own beds. That was
Oh,
one
he
of
has
the
his own
things.
bed, too,
They got
but
their own beds. They don't lay on the couch or anything.
yeah.
They will, no, they lay right on their beds. Right, actually, I have their bed set in the living room right by our TV and stuff like that because I don't like having them separated. I want them to always be in the social
Yeah.
area with every people and stuff. So, and that's the one thing with me and dogs. It's almost like even being a Reiki practitioner, I sort of do that with the animals too.
Mm-hmm. It's
So I
automatic.
like to be able to have their energy around and stuff, and I try to give as much good energy to them as I can and stuff. So, not to
Yeah.
say that animals don't get a little annoying to me, but I love them either way, just a little.
Just a teeny, teeny bit. They have their
But
moments just like we do.
yeah,
Mm.
exactly. So, but yeah, I love them either way. I love my animals.
Oh yeah, we have no choice. They're part of us. It's like you call them your fur babies. They actually are. It makes a difference on
They
getting
love you
up in the morning.
unconditionally. There's like no,
Exactly.
they don't turn around and just say, "Oh, I don't like you," and walk away or
Sorry, I
anything.
have a headache, Mom. I don't want to
Yeah,
snuggle with you today. What?
it doesn't work
No,
that
it doesn't
way.
work that way. No. And a lot of animals have saved people's lives,
Yes.
and I know that they know it. A friend of mine, Tim Miley, his dog Murray saved his life, and they were together. They were inseparable. When you saw one, you saw the other. And now he does fundraisers. He's a paranormal investigator as well, and he does fundraisers because Murray passed away. Um, and they all go fundraising for senior dogs.
Wow.
But Murray was like everybody in his circle of friends knew who Murray was. It's like when you say Tim, it's like who? Murray's dead. Oh yeah, okay. It's like, oh yeah. So animals save people's lives for just cause. It doesn't have to be, your dog or somebody, it could be somebody else, it could be an animal from you see them all over YouTube and Facebook, all the videos that animals do amazing things.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
do.
I don't see why I don't see why they're amazing. They have a soul. They are
Mhm.
us. They are part of our family, whether we realize it or not. So as much as you and I help, animals do their own thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're healers just as well.
Oh
They
heck
are
yes.
because they are used for helping
Mm-hmm.
distressing people
Yeah.
emotionally and stuff, and they sense the unhealthiness in your body and stuff because they have a high sensitivity.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I'm off or even my energy's off, my dogs are right there up under my legs. They know when I'm not feeling well or I'm not balanced out, or even for my seizures. They know and sense when I'm, like, not
When you're
right.
getting close, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So no,
So
it and the thing is some dogs are trained to do that, but some dogs do it automatically. Some animals do it and it's not just dogs. I actually saw somebody who had a miniature horse as their companion animal. And
wow.
this is it was a little girl, and this is what got her through the day. This horse was there 24/7 with her. She would sleep on the floor in the child's room, and this was it. And I thought, wow, that's cool. But the horse, the pony, did it of its own choice. It wasn't trained to do that. It just this little girl and the pony just became friends. You know how when you're little and you become friends with an animal, and this animal was like 24/7, and she had helped the little girl out of something that happened. It was something on one of the Facebook videos that pops up.
Right.
The little girl was in distress at one point, and the pony was there. The miniature horse was there to help save her, to notify the people, parents or whatever. And so that was the end of that. The pony and the little girl were never separated. So I was like, it's like having your own dog. But I mean, a Great Dane is about the same size as a miniature horse sometimes. So
Right.
what?
Uh-huh.
It's the same thing. No.
Oh, that's amazing, though, because
Oh yeah.
animals can do that. I mean, we need them. I think we need them. But right now, I'm dealing with 3 of them now, so it's just I need a little bit of a break. I've had them all my life. There's not been a day that year in my life, I've never not had a dog or cat. I've been on a farm. I've lived on a farm. I've dealt with goats. I've dealt with different animals. So it's like um,
I
that
need an
the
animal
break.
break.
I need an animal break. Me and my husband, it's just part of like that process a little bit before retirement. You have to have that like separation a little bit for you to go and do your thing
Yeah.
before you have to take up on more responsibility. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Exactly.
like in that spot in my life right now to be able to do that. So
Well, I am kind of too. All my children are out of the house, except my daughter's
mhm.
here visiting. But all the boys are, children have now moved out. They've all got families of their own. They've got lives of their own. And I was like, house is quiet. So we had to learn to. The first thing that we had to learn to do as adults was to cook for two.
That's hard.
Oh gosh, yes, it is.
I'm
Spaghetti
having a hard
sauce still
time.
gets put away for frozen. You can separate it and freeze it, but I was like, okay, I used to make a pot of rice this big, now I gotta make it's just like,
It's
wait
big,
a minute, how
yeah.
do I measure
I
it? I
can't
was
do
like,
it. I'm
yeah,
having a hard time doing that. I can't. But thank God my husband takes the leftovers home for lunch at work. Takes
there you
them from
go.
the house. So I'm like, whatever little extra I have, he takes with him.
Here's your lunch, dear.
Yes, exactly.
Did
I
the,
mean,
did the people at work want some too? Because I really overdid it this time.
well, my mom lives with me part of the time still, but
Okay.
it's still she's a little minute too. It's like when you're dealing with five people, and then you still go down to three, and then it's still like it's kind
Yeah,
of hard. I can't
it
do
is.
it. And I'm partly Hispanic, so we've
Oh yeah, lots of food.
that's
Lots
a
of food
lot of food.
coming over to your house.
Yeah, it's a lot of food, and I'm still having a hard time condensing about it. So
Yeah.
condensing it down, not gonna happen.
Not anytime soon. Not
No,
anytime soon. Let it
no.
have its time. Like I said, most of the stuff you learn to make and freeze. And if you can't freeze it, then I was like, here, honey,
I think
start
it's kind
feeding
of
it. Start feeding
funny,
people in the neighborhood. Excuse me, I have leftovers. Want some? Yeah.
right? I found how to make more food cheaper than I can find making less food because it gets expensive.
Yes, yes, it does. It does, in fact. And trust me, I understand making. I mean, I have three children, so I learned how to make for five. But my husband is one of 13, so he learned how to
Wow.
make for a little army, and he comes here and he still makes. So I was like, get out of my kitchen. Get out of my kitchen. I'll let you make the spaghetti sauce because I can freeze it. Everything else, I've got it down. After 2 years, I've got it down to the portion size ish. You know, like meat is okay. You can cook extra meat because then you can make sandwiches out of it the next day or
Right,
something.
exactly.
Yeah, but
Well,
no,
I do the most of the cooking except for my husband does the grilling. And
there
he
you
cooks
go.
breakfast on the weekends, so
Oh, nice, very
he's
nice.
my
Excuse me.
yes, he cooks the breakfast on the weekends. I don't do that.
I know.
So
I
we
think I need a breakfast maker.
actually he actually made omelets this morning for the first time. He usually
Ooh,
fries the eggs and stuff, but he did omelets for the first time. He did actually pretty good.
all
Mushrooms
right.
and cheese. I was quite
2
happy.
points for the hubby.
Yes, it
There you go.
was. So yeah,
Well, it
but
looks like we're not the only one who keeps getting booted from our show. Gina keeps getting booted out. She's an electronics ugh. Do you now? We
sorry.
are. Here's the thing. We're almost at the end of the show.
Okay.
That's how fast it went. And
Yes,
you
it
were
did.
nervous about being on my show. Psh, seriously, I don't
You,
bite. You're
no,
too
you
far
don't.
away. You're too far away.
You still need to come to Arizona.
I need to get my passport when all this COVID stuff is over with, and I can travel. And they take my picture off the American border. It's
Well,
like, oh shit, she's here. No.
I hope to get this Texas Paracon thingy goes well and stuff. So
Yeah, you'll get to have George and Kara.
yeah, I would like to start. I told George and Kara I would like to try to get out there to meet them because I got relatives in California anyways, and
Mm.
where I have to go is about 4 hours away actually drive, but I would like to get over there and
Oh
just
God,
meet
meeting
them.
George in person. That'll be one good visit
Yes,
for sure.
I would love to meet him in person and stuff.
Yeah.
So and even go to the Texas Paracon because I even have relatives there. I was
Take
just
it.
there, not even, but there about 4 years, what, 4 years ago? About 4 years ago
Okay.
for a family reunion and stuff. So, yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
do
Well,
that every 2 years.
that's fun.
Yeah.
Well, we used to go down. My husband's from Philadelphia. We used to go down there every 2 to 3 years, and
Wow.
it's not happening. But when last time I went down, I didn't need a passport. Now I do. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'll get me a passport eventually, and I know what I'm doing. I'm traveling. I'm going down to the. I got to go down to Ontario, visit Tina and Jackson them, and then I got to get down to see Jay and Jason and Teresa, and everybody down there. It's like I'm gonna find myself a middle spot. Just say, okay, everybody just come this way because I can't. I have to find a driver because I don't drive. As I say, I only drive people crazy, and I'm really good at that. So why are they going to give me a license?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, my husband actually used to live up in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, really close to Canada
Yeah.
and stuff. So, and
That
he's
was a
all
lot
like,
of snow.
I got to take, he goes, I've been to Canada. And he says, we need to go because I've never been there before. So
He
I'm
said
just
that?
like, yeah, my husband said I got to go to Canada because he's been up there.
Okay,
I've never
okay.
been to Canada,
Oh, it's fun.
and stuff. And he says it's pretty nice up there
Yeah.
and whatnot. So maybe he wants to take me there sometime. So we'll see if we can't get that into our travels in the next year or so, or
There you
hopefully all
go.
this COVID's over with. You get up there. Then I could just come knocking on your door. How's that?
Yeah, well, I'm still an hour and a half away from the big city. Trust me, I do. I was born and raised in a big city. I did not want to raise my children there. Oh,
Oh, I
Gina
can't blame
says
you.
she'll. Gina says she'll be my chauffeur to travel around the states. Okay, I just got to get down to Pennsylvania.
There you go.
uh,
Perfect.
yeah. So, no, a great place to come in the summers is Montreal because we are like the festival capital of the world. They have the Jazz Fest, the Poutine Fest, the Just for
Wow.
Laughs Fest. They have beer festival. It's like, oh, can I go there? So they didn't have it when I was living in town. Now they got it. It's like, now they have it when I'm far away.
I'm actually from a small town. Actually, my parents were divorced when I was 3, so I actually had the opportunity from living in the city to the country to the mountains to the
Oh,
desert. So
nice.
my dad, I'm originally from Lincoln, Nebraska,
Okay.
and my mom moved to California, so I lived in California part of my life, San Bernardino. And then my dad moved to Arizona. So I lived part of my life here, and then my mom moved to Colorado up in the mountains. So I
Oh,
was in,
nice.
I was raised in 4 different states. So I had the opportunity of big city living to small town living, the country. So I had the opportunities in various different environments. So
That's cool, but that's nice. That's
yes,
nice.
very.
I think being able to travel is an amazing thing. Yeah, a road trip with Gina B and Mama D. Okay, we're gonna put that on the radio show.
There
Partner.
you go. You
I'm
guys.
serious. They're gonna put my picture up at the border, the American border. Go, do not let this woman in. Somebody will have to snuggle me in the trunk.
No, they ain't gonna stop you from getting over here. We'll pull you over.
There you go. I'll go for the Niagara Falls. Somebody catch me on the other side. Excuse me. I'm a little wet here. But do you have anything coming up that you would like to share for people to learn to get to know you or take a course or whatever?
I don't have any courses. I do have a tour coming up in Arizona, Globe, Arizona next week and next Friday at the Gila Jail and the train depot that we're going to be doing a tour about. So we'll be talking about the history and stuff while we do these paranormal tours, explaining about the equipment and giving them the experience that they
That's
might
nice.
be interested in and whatnot. So I am right now sort of like trying to get things stable before I even do any tarot readings and stuff for
Yeah,
and whatnot. So I will pop up and on eventually. I keep trying to get up to do those tarot readings, but the other things keep button in the way for me to get it going.
it'll happen when it's meant to happen.
So exactly. So, but right now that's where I'm at, and so and just basically just get my noticeability out there to talk to everybody because I know they see me, but they don't see me.
Yeah, trust me,
They don't-
I know.
so
Well, Facebook is not much help these days. I had a friend who's losing likes on her page, and that's because when she asked the people, "Did you unlike the page?" and it's like, "No, still." Facebook is having their fun glitches. Hey, Nance. Facebook is having their fun glitches, so it's like I've you talk to people one day, and the next day they're no longer in your feed because Facebook said, "Oh, let's not let her see them anymore,
I
or
try
them
to
see her
go up
anymore."
into the post area and stuff, and I sort of like try to either type and then delete and then refresh it that way to see all everybody that's post. And I do it quite often enough to where I keep track of who's actually been in or not, because if you do that, it sort of starts refreshing which actually has been posted constantly.
Okay,
So I
that's
don't
good.
know why it's doing that, but I get what everybody's having that problem. And so I just go into where they have the post, and I sort of just click on it and then click out of it, and it refreshes new posts.
There you go. I'm gonna have to try that on my pages. See if I can figure out why people are not. I just figure if you're gonna see me, you're gonna see me. If you're not gonna see me, you're not gonna see me. And I
Right.
pop into people's, and I like, and you can't just like people's stuff anymore. You have to actually make a comment. So I'll put a like and I'll say hi. More often than me, I put a heart. That's me.
Right.
And I'll say hi. It's me. How's it going? Just or comment something on the post, and
Right.
just so that Facebook knows that I still like these people.
Exactly. That's about all I can do too, is because I don't
Exactly.
really want to lose, because 90% of the people that are on my Facebook actually is either family or friends and stuff. And so I try to keep in tabs with them all the time to let them know, because it's the one good thing about Facebook and all these Twitters and stuff is just keeping in touch with everybody. So,
Yeah. Exactly.
but yeah.
Well, my darling, it is now 6:02, so I'm going to let you go. I thank you
Okay.
very much for being on my show.
No,
And
thank
anytime
you.
you have anything you want to advertise, you let me know, and
Okay.
Angel Metals Radio will advertise it for you, and so Mama D, we'll put it up there and make sure it gets as much notification as possible.
All right.
All
I
right.
thank you
So
for letting me be on your
it
show. I
it was
enjoyed it.
fun. Good.
Was.
And like I
So
said, when you want help with StreamYard, just give me a shout.
I will.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons. Normally, I'm free unless somebody
Okay.
has booked interviews with future possibility guests. Gina, it's fun having two shows. Yes.
Yes. I
Yeah.
love you ladies. You and Gina are awesome. I love
Yeah. Well,
listening to you guys. So,
next week we have two shows. We have a show on Tuesday and Thursday. So you
okay.
guys see me all over the place.
Oh, that's okay.
All
Okay.
right,
Thank
Candice, you
you.
have a lovely evening. And everybody in
You
the chat
too.
room, thank you for being here.
Thank
And we will
you.
see you next week with Rochelle Lawson. Night, everyone.
Night.
Saying 1 second.